So, what if I could tell you the meaning of life today? First, a story. Story's about a group of boys in high school, grew up in New York City, went to private school, grew up on the Upper East Side, and it was a beautiful day in May. They were all hanging out in a park by one of their buddies' houses and trying to figure out what to do for the day. There was a new kid in the group who had grown up in Westchester and just joined the school, and he had suggested that all the boys go up to his parents' house in Westchester. Now, the boys had heard that his parents' house was pretty nice house, and they were eager to get out of the city. They all agreed and said, let's do it. Before you know it, the boy was on the phone, new kid. 40 minutes later, there's 4 town cars taking the boys up to Bedford, New York. The 4 town cars, they arrive at this huge, big black gate. The gate opens, go up this long driveway, big, beautiful white house. They could see the houses on a farm. There's horses in the back. There's all kinds of people milling about. There's landscapers. The mom of the boy whose house it is, she comes out. She's so excited. Her son has these friends from his new school over. She greets them, brings them into the kitchen, feeds them some lunch, says, boys, make yourselves comfortable. Have a great day. She goes about her business. The boys start walking around the house, exploring. They go off to the side of the kitchen, this huge pantry. They walk in Snapples, sodas, candy, you name it. A couple of the boys go down to the cellar where the father has this huge wine cellar. They grab a bottle or two, stick it under their jackets. They finish their lunch. They go outside to explore the land. They go outside, and there's woods in the back, and there's these stables. They're having a great time walking around. A couple of boys, they open up the bottle. They all start taking a couple swigs of it. One of the boys brought a little marijuana up from the city, and they each take a little toke of it. Eventually they walk on a little path. They get to a shed, and they open the shed, and in the shed are 5 ATV vehicles. Now, these boys are from the city. They don't have much experience driving ATVs, but they look amazing to them. Pull them out of the shed. They see helmets. They leave them on the side. Pull the ATVs out. After they're done fighting with each other as to who's getting on which one, rear them up. Vroom, 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 vroom. Off they go. It's a gorgeous day. This house is insane. They're having the greatest time. They're going through the creek. They're going through the woods. They're going all over the place. I mean, it's like the best day for these kids. 3 of the boys say, hey, why don't we go to the front of the house and let's race down that big driveway from the house down to the gate. Let's do it. Go to the front of the house. Now, that big paved driveway, to the right is a big field, to the left are the woods. Start racing down the driveway, and blink of an eye, one of the boys falls off the bike and his head hits a tree. 30 minutes later, the boys are watching a helicopter land on that field. That helicopter's taking that boy to Westchester County Medical Center, where 7 days later, that boy died. I wasn't invited here to tell you guys this depressing story and ruin everybody's day. But as a parent and as an adult now, there are lessons to be learned from the story. I see mistakes that were made. And from tragedy brings insight. Insight into the rules of this game that we play called life. But before I get into those insights, we need to discuss play. Right? We're all here today for play. What is play? Why are we discussing play? Well, play is life. Life is a great play with different scenes to it. We play spontaneously. Sometimes we play organized. We play at home, at school. We play everywhere. And when we play, we know there are rules. And why are there rules? So I've boiled down the rules of this game of life to what I call chips, named after my son's favorite dessert, Chipwiches. And chips stands for, the C is compassion, the H is honesty, the I, integrity, P, passion, S, safety. So let's talk about chips in the context of this story. Let's take it from the bottom because that's a little easiest. The S, safety, when I think of safety, I think of using your common sense, assessing a risk. It's easy to think of safety in the context of the story of these boys. They certainly could have made safer choices that day. They could have worn helmets. They shouldn't have been driving so fast. So, passion, when I think of passion, I think of, to me, passion means giving it your all. And it is so great to be passionate. It is amazing. But you need to control your emotions. And you need to stop and appreciate moments. Now, these boys that day, they were having the time of their lives. It was a great day. Perhaps if they had stopped and appreciated the moment that they were just at this beautiful house and enjoying the day amongst themselves, the outcome could have been different. Integrity, to me, well, integrity, I think of as integrity as making the best decisions under the circumstances. We all know every action has a reaction. And decisions that you make can last and reverberate to many, many different people for a very long time. Now, these boys that day, they could have made better decisions. If they were their upstanding selves that day, and they had made better decisions, maybe the outcome would have been different. The last two, I sort of put hand in hand. Honesty, telling the truth to others and yourself. Compassion, caring for the ones around you. Now, this story, the boys, they were honest. There's no indication, there's not a story about lies or deceit. They grew up, since they were kids, they were thick as thieves, these guys. They loved each other. But real honesty, real compassion is saying something to someone when it's the unpopular thing or when it's the tough thing to do out of love. And maybe these boys, if they were really honest with each other that day, maybe one of them would have said, guys, we shouldn't be on this after drinking some alcohol. Let's go for a swim. So, how did I learn all this? Well, the truth is I learned all this, well, it's because I'm a lawyer. And I know everything, as I tell my wife. The real truth is, I know all this. I was one of those boys. And next Thursday, it'll be 25 years when I was a student here at Browning, and I lost my friend Ari that day. And my son, who's a student at Browning now, is named after Ari. 25 years ago that day, lives changed forever. The family of the boy, Ari's family, the boy whose house we were at, their lives were never the same. The boys, well, in many respects, their childhood ended that day. For me, my life took a different trajectory than I think it was intended before that day. And I lost my friend, and I suffered, and I was in pain. But I believe that out of that great tragedy, Ari gave me this great gift of insight. And I understand now with that gift of insight that my process of learning chips began that day. My parents gave me compassion to heal. I learned to make better decisions. I learned the value in making better choices. I learned the value in being safe. So, the truth is, I asked you all, what if I could tell you the meaning of life? Honestly, I don't know. I'm just a lawyer. What I can tell you is what's given my life meaning and what's given my life value. And that is being compassionate, being honest, conducting yourself with integrity, always, 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 always staying passionate, and always respecting the power of safety in play. Because, ladies and gentlemen, life can change in a moment. So, I'm telling you all of this so maybe that you can avoid the tragedy and skip to the point. And the point is that if you make better decisions, you get to appreciate the moment. So, appreciate the moment.